All right. Welcome back, everyone, to 89.1 to the Morning Crates. It's your host, Thomas, and we're back here with Damon Free. How do you feel? We were just playing with the instruments a little bit.
Yeah, I feel good. The guitar, that was dope. Sure, definitely gotta pick that up.
Definitely, you're getting it already to the guitars.
Right.
Just learn the chords and then you're fine. You're fine.
Right.
But, let's talk about your creative endeavors. I see you're wearing a very special
Yes,
piece of clothing. So, put us on. What is
my upcoming clothing brand called Crown Zero. The slogan is "There is no king," and I'll kind of break down what that means. So, Crown Zero is pretty much a play on the phrase "Ground Zero," and there is no king. I'm gonna clarify that because somebody said I was disrespecting Jesus, which I'm not. Pretty much it means, I would say, don't idly follow anybody just because of a so-called title, because people only have power because you give them power. So pretty much, there's no king on the earth. That's pretty much the phrase behind it. Therefore, there's no crown. It's Crown Zero. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with like celebrities. A lot of people follow celebrities or whatever, and people's not better than you. We really we're all unique, but we're not that different. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much.
What would you say are like the main negatives of like either idolizing people too much or celebrities or anyone in general?
I'd say it affects your self-esteem. And I feel you're not really in control of your mind. And your opinions are kind of morphed into, it's persuaded into something else. That like your mind is not really your own. Yeah. Feel me? So that's part of the hoodie. The hoodie, I don't know if y'all can see it, but the hoodie says "Close the internet, open the world." So that's pretty much what my music, Damon Free, is freedom. That's what it stands for. Feel me? So everything come full circle.
Wait, so so Damon Free how was the full thinking behind the name?
The name behind Damon Free. Damon is the word nomad spelled backwards. So that's pretty much the style that I idolize, is the nomadic style, the nomadic lifestyle, where you're not subjected to one place, but you can't control where you're from, but you can control. You can control where you go. So that's pretty much it. Freedom is free is what I want to be.
Is this like message you wanted to put behind the brand something that was always as clear to you, or something was it something that you realized over time?
Like, did I come up with this message? You could.
I mean, like, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, the whole the Crown Zero, like, no idolizing. Is that something that you realized over time, or is it something you just knew? That, like,
I realized over time, but it just came natural. It wasn't. Yeah. It was just a phrase I thought of. I wanted it to be like an album name or something, but I thought it would be a dope clothing brand. Yeah. And who knows? 24 might be Crown Zero Records. Saying that first on live.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Next time I come here, it might be 5 other artists here.
Definitely, the whole collective going.
Word.
Yeah. Are there any like favorite artists they have out right now? Could be underground, could be big, anything.
Not too sure. No. I mean, it's one artist I like. His name is AR Mortal. He gave me, this is like my first interview. He gave me an interview, but it wasn't really released. And it was only like 2 minutes. Yeah. But he's a rapper. He's a dope rapper. Word from Queens. Word 100.
That's dope.
Sure.
Damn. Okay.
But in terms of like the label in the future, I wanted not to just have rappers, have producers, drummers, people who play the trumpet, electric guitar. Like people like Daft Punk, Radiohead.
It's a bunch of,
not just hip hop. Cause I don't just listen to hip hop. Yeah. So it'd be a whole bunch of just music and art in general. Sure.
I like that. Right. Would that be like Crown Zero? That'd be like a bigger project, you think?
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm just setting the bricks for 2024.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Planting the seeds.
It's gonna start with the clothing. I want to do video games, visual novels, comic books, all of that.
Right, unless like Kanye got into music, he said he started like video game designing. He had to do like the music to it and everything. It's pretty cool. It's definitely cool. I feel like you should never limit yourself to one creative expression. I feel like it's cool. You're doing the clothing, doing the music. You say you want to do video games, movies, whatever it is. It's like as long as you got something
anime
unique stuff. Yeah, that would be really cool if you do some animated stuff too. Yeah, because I know did you listen to Unlocked, the Denzel Curry and Kenny B's project?
I heard it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. The visual they did for that.
The whole music, right? Every song is an anime, right?
It's a whole different visualized style. I feel like that's a really cool take on just like a music video too.
Yep.
Like you just need to, because I feel like animation you can do anything.
Sure.
It's way harder to special effects that, and it costs way more too.
Like even I don't have a music video out now because I don't want my music videos to be like a typical music video. I want to be very creative, to say the least. You know, I wanted to have clips of the Black Panther Party, clips of my favorite animes, clips of distorted clips. I just want to be different. Yeah, you know,
something that like truly resonates with like your individuality.
Yeah,
I would say. Yeah, that stuff. No, we're really excited. What we've been talking about. Like, I'm excited to see, the evolution. Even that you've been doing this for like just a couple months. Stuff out, just a couple of months. Yeah, it's just going. Yeah. Right. Stuff like that. Inspiration and keep it going. Yeah. Right. And you said, since you were saying you produce as well as write lyrics, how would you say you intertwine those? Because they're like two different crafts. I would say, how would you do you see yourself like intertwining those two and playing both sides of the equation in this music making process?
I'll say they go hand in hand, just like how clothing and fashion. I mean, music and fashion goes hand in hand, so it's not that hard. I'll say for my first project, I'll put it right now, I want it to be fully produced by me. Yeah. So it could showcase my skills on the mic and my skills production wise, and just my ear for production. So maybe I might want to executive produce somebody's album in the future. But I'm definitely down to work in singles with other producers. But in terms of my production, like my influences, it's definitely Flying Lotus. Definitely Radiohead. I'll say Daft Punk, The Alchemist, DJ Premier, for sure, a whole
classics.
Anime soundtracks, of course, everything.
That's tough. Tough. I was thinking like, would you ever do like you take all the music from your favorite like show and then you just make a whole like Beat Saber album just sampling those?
I thought about that.
Yeah, it'd be like a cool theme. Like, that's a pretty cool idea.
It's funny. I'm not gonna say the name of the album I got in mind, but it's gonna be heavily influenced by the anime called Serial Experiments Lane. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge inspiration for the music, for sure.
Damn. How do you feel like you're like incorporating like storytelling about just like when you write? Do you feel like what's your writing process? And more just like reflecting on life, reflecting on just like thinking about cool things that you like, just like you said the anime, so like kind of incorporating that into it.
I'll say the writing is, how could I say? Because I look at a song as different than a freestyle. A song is different than just rhyming words together. A song is there to tell a story people can relate to. So it could be an empowering song. It could be a negative song. I feel like a song, music, they say the first things we learn is music. Like, the first things we learn is the ABCs. So we are musically inclined naturally. So I feel like music is much more than just going viral, or not saying necessarily needs to have a positive message or a deep message, but it needs to come from the heart at least. That's how I feel about it.
You feel like, or I guess it's kind of relating to that, how do you feel about just the music industry in general, the state of music? I know there's a bunch of mixed opinions on everything. I feel like some people say, oversaturated, there's not good music coming out. Yeah. I feel like there's also like a bunch of different pockets where there is stuff good coming out, but it's not on the, like the main stage. What are your whole opinions on past like decade? I'd say.
I feel like it's all about where you look.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Yeah.
At the end of the day, people can't complain about music if you're streaming it. If you leaving negative comments, you still putting their numbers up. You still boosting the algorithm. So, like me, it's like what Lil Wayne said. I'm focused on me. I don't I don't really pay none of this no mind except if they want to make a song with me, help me produce, then I'm not paying it no mind.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of artists that they come and go, I'm not paying it no mind.
Yeah.
Just keeping it real.
That's true. So that's when you can. What is the? Yeah, if you focus on other stuff, it's like comparison is the killer.
It's the killer of joy.
Yeah, killer of joy. Yeah, so it's like that's true. I find myself doing that more and more, just like kind of tunnel visioning, just what's important right now.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people you don't even know.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of that social media is a highlight reel. It's not 24/7. You don't see these people's lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a lot of them, they got filters. It's fake. It's fake as fuck. It's fake. I can curse her.
Yeah, it's fine.
I bet. Yeah, it's fake. It's hella fake.
Yeah. How would you say that? I know you just like the whole social media world being up. Like, I feel like we were talking about this earlier. There's a lot more. I feel like that's required from like the artist side to get music out, get people listening to it. Yeah. Do you feel like as if then that, like, how have you been feeling about that? Is that more like you see it as you can challenge yourself to make other types of content, since I know you like make a bunch of content, or is it like I've heard other opinions saying that like, oh, it kind of distracts me from focusing and like doing quality over quantity? How do you feel like you've been impacted by that?
What do you mean, like stuff like TikToks and stuff
like
that?
Oh, do you feel like you need to
like I need to make the TikToks or do like a trend or something?
Yeah,
I feel like it's all about how you market yourself, but I'll say it right now, I'm never gonna be the artist to be calling people's names just for attention, because now it's like a circus act. You gotta keep the act up. You always got to be in the media for some type of controversy. So it's how you want to market yourself. And if the music is good, look at Frank Ocean. You know what I'm saying? He don't need to do all that. Yeah. He don't need to do all that.
That's true. That's a good thing. If you became like popular because of the drama, once it's gone, like what do you have?
When you popular because of the drama, you always got to get in drama. And it's not even about the music. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, because you don't really got to make music. If music is hard for you to make, you don't got to make it, because it's more of a personality thing. But personally, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah,
I don't.
I feel like beefing and trolling is like easy too.
Yeah,
you just like say shit and then
there's too much drama.
That's true. Just let the music speak for itself. Let the music speak for itself.
It's not for me.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We're about to transition back into music. We have a couple of songs. One of them, which is Room 101 by Damon Free.
Yes, sir.
We'll be talking a little bit about it when we come back, so we can kind of discuss just a little behind the scenes. We get a little info. Yep. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the music. Hello everybody, welcome back. It is currently 2:17, so we're almost 3/4 of the way through.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm back here with the one and only Damon Free.
Yes, sir.
You just heard one of Damon's songs, Dream Martyr.
And Room 101.
Yes, sir. How did this song come about? How was the experience making it? What did you hope to accomplish, and how do you feel like you did?
Which one, Dream Martyr?
Yeah, Dream Martyr. Then we'll go back and then we'll go and talk about the previous one.
I would say that song right there. Is I try to now. I'm looking into something called alchemy. You probably heard of. So we getting into the spiritual, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people get quote unquote depression or pessimistic or pessimism, nihilism, and I feel like that's where the best art is created out of. So instead of letting those emotions drown you and overcome you, might as well transmute it into a better form of art. To me, I think that's where a lot of the best art comes from, is suffering, quote unquote. So I feel like it's better to transmute that energy into something, I guess you could say, positive for society, but something creative instead of that self-destructive, So that's how that song, definitely where that song came from.
That's very true. Like you said, it's not more constructive. Yeah.
Right.
it builds something up into it. That's stuff.
That's something that's not self-destructive.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because we all get those feelings, and if you could harbor that feeling into your work, especially something you love and something creative, go for it. That's definitely where that song in particular came from.
No, I like what you said. What do you think about this? I was talking about this with my friends the other day, and like we were saying, someone's mentioning like what you said, the best music comes out of like a lot of emotional pain, a lot of like circumstances.
Right.
And I was saying, is it what do you think? Is it extreme emotion? So super happy and super sad that conveys more like powerful meaning, or do you think it could be? Do you think it's they're different emotions, or how do they relate to each other? Or do you feel like people mostly gravitate towards one or the other?
I feel like people gravitate towards everything, because people who love songs, people who love happy songs, people who love negative songs like black metal, death metal. So yeah, it's all about transmuting your energy into something. Whether you having the happiest day, don't let that happiness die out on social media, for example. You know, if you're happy that day, transmute that energy into your work or something else. No,
that's true. That's
what I remember one of your notes was like spiritual beliefs and things like that, and that I believe I'm doing my research now on alchemy, and that's part of it. You know, equivalent exchange. So you exchanging an emotion for something else.
How long have you been learning about it?
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good. That's good though. Yeah. What prompted you to get into it? You just stumble across.
I watched the show Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh anime. Yeah. That was a good show. I seen that one too. Yeah, I seen that one. It's a really good show. Damn. Oh yeah. Speaking of, what would you say your top? Yeah, I was about to say top three. Top three. It's top. Yeah.
That's not in it. Full Metal Alchemist not in it.
Yeah.
I'll say Serial Experiments Lane is number one. Easily number one. I can include manga too.
Whatever you want.
Manga.
You make your own.
Flowers of Evil manga. Manga called Flowers of Evil. And it's a visual novel called Sai no Uda. That's my top three. And I like Hunter x Hunter, but mostly I like psychological type of stuff. That's like my type right there.
What would you say like makes them stand out to you?
Well, Lane stands out to me because it predicted the future. It's like prophetic. The show. I feel like everybody in this generation should watch that show. There's only 13 episodes. Everybody should watch that show, or at least the opening.
Yeah.
Just look at the 2-minute opening itself, because in the opening you see the story pretty much is about like a middle school girl who pretty much gets experimented on through the internet. But the show came out in 1998, late 90s, so the internet was still brand new.
Yeah.
So pretty much it shows like how the internet could affect the adolescent mind.
How do you feel like you think they were somewhat accurate on it?
I feel, they're very accurate. Yeah, because a big part of the show, a big concept of it is like a wireless network. That's like one of the phrases of the show, that everyone is connected to some type of wireless network. And what do we all have on our phones right now?
Right,
in our hands?
Cloud, like the cloud, yeah.
You know, so the Air Cloud, the AirPod. So
how do you feel like social media has like impacted your creativity, both in just like getting inspiration from other people, but also maybe like attention span related to, you know, spending a lot of time on social media?
Right. Social media is dope because I connected with you on social media.
Yeah.
You got to use social media. Don't let social media use you. That's like pretty much the basis of it.
Yeah.
Same thing with, you know, because I read somewhere it said that pretty much your smartphone is supposed to be your secondary brain. It's not supposed to. You're not supposed to rely on it for everything. It's supposed to help you.
Yeah.
No. It's supposed to work for you. You're not supposed to work for it.
That's true, because I've been seeing like art, the human like not only attention span but memory retention is going down too, because we're just relying on Google and stuff. It's interesting because I feel like in some ways like we lose certain skills that we used to have, but I feel like we also like learn new skills in like the evolutionary future of technology. like going in that way. So definitely losing some stuff.
Sure.
Guess it depends, yeah, which way you look at it. Like, what is the optimal skill to have? I think it's very like dependent on environment.
Sure. I feel it's all is you got to discipline yourself. It's a world of distractions. You know what I'm saying? So utilize it to the best of your ability.
The discipline's a big one. Yeah. How would you say?
I'm not
incorporating discipline into.
I'm not gonna say it's easy.
Yeah,
you know,
of course not.
I'm not no monk on a high mountain. I didn't achieve samsara, nirvana, none of that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's definitely something everybody got to be wary of. Especially the children. You know.
Yeah.
Especially like adolescents, teens, because it's messing with your brain matter to a certain point.
It's not something we're used to, just like all these chemicals and stuff like that. It's like, you can get all this joy from social media, the dopamine hits.
Right.
But meanwhile, in the physical world, you still need to eat, all this stuff while you're in this different universe.
Right.
But at the same time, like you said, there's a lot of positives out of it, like connections made through there. Just people.
It's one of the best inventions in human history.
Yeah.
It's fire.
It is. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like, if you don't want to use the internet, you should. There's a lot of dope things you could do on it. But pretty much use it. Don't let it use you.
I feel like you said it yourself. You said it's fire. Literally like fire. You can use fire to your advantage.
Right.
You get too close.
Right. It's going to burn.
Yeah. Damn, you said it. That was tough. Yeah, so I want to kind of go back into the clothing.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the clothing. You have a jacket right now. What like type of wear are you like gravitating towards? Inspiration or goals you have within the fashion space?
I like overcoats and trench coats. So that's definitely, I want to make that in the future.
There's like layered stuff.
I want to make like this bag. What's this? Like a fanny pack, I guess you call it.
What's it called? It's almost
something like that. So definitely want to make some of those. Definitely want to make cargo pants. Like that's the type of style I like. I like all black. Black's my favorite color. You know.
Yeah. That's tough. Is it like, are you gonna like, how's that designing process? Like, do you first draw it out and then you just get them printed?
This hoodie I'm wearing right now, this was all designed on Photoshop. I designed it on Photoshop. Yeah. So that's something I'm trying to learn as well. But 2024, I'm trying to find designers who that's really their passion. You know, because I can't draw, and I don't really want to learn how to draw. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. But I definitely got a lot of ideas, and a lot of ideas like quotes. Like, see, this says "Close the internet, open the world." So I want to have a whole shirt full of quotes and a whole bunch of different ideas. I want it to be like, you know how Nike has Just Do It? Yeah. I want Crown Zero to have like 20 different slogans. Like every shirt is a different slogan.
Every different drop is like a whole different focus on human life and stuff. I like that. That's cool. You can be like different seasons. Yeah, winter season, winter collection. Damn, I definitely see that coming. That would be really interesting to see.
Because I don't want it to be a Damon free merch. This is a whole other entity from my music. Yeah, this is a real brand that I'm trying to make. You know,
this is using an entrepreneur making. Like physical, tangible, just clothing stuff. Yeah, so I like that. That.
It's not a digital product. It's something you can feel. Something everybody wears. That's something that exists in the real world. You know.
That's one thing about like live music too. Like you being out there, I feel like there's something like different about, you know, getting more out there in like this local scene, getting buzzed there. I feel like that's super important. It's like a lot of people. I mean, not a lot of people, but I feel like certain like there are some artists that you check their Spotify, they're doing good, socials they're doing good, but like they could not fill out a like 20% room. So it's kind of like interesting space to where like your online popularity is not equal to like your potential to sell out shows and make money in live music, which is probably one of the higher grossing like parts of like directly in music. So,
well, again, like we was talking earlier, that's how hip hop started with the live performances. Yeah, that's why right now, just like we were saying off camera, right? That a lot of people want to blow up off of the internet, but you don't have no shows under your belt. So me, I already have 20 shows under my belt, 20 plus, with only 4 songs out.
Yeah.
Because again, that's more into the real world, not just solely on the internet.
Yeah.
The internet, I look at it now, it's a secondary world to our world.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of us got it the opposite way, where we look at how to progress in the internet first, then progress in the real world.
Yeah.
I'd rather shake hands in the real world, meet somebody face to face in the real world, than just text them.
Yeah.
No,
that's true.
Personally,
I definitely agree. I think like that. Yeah, I think like a lot of people, common sense is like that human interaction is something you can't.
Yeah, that's something that's dying. It's effed up to say, but
oh yeah, a lot of people working online, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely want to. I feel like in person, like you still get work done faster. It's like it's teamwork faster, at least.
And live music just hits different.
Yeah, you can't have that personal experience anywhere else.
And I feel you can't really progress as an artist if you don't see how the crowd is going to interact with it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
Because on the internet, anyone could just type, put a fire emoji, put a trash emoji, but over there you really see their reaction.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel that is a skill. Like you're learning how to, like you say, learning how to control crowd.
Crowd
like
control.
What songs.
Right.
What songs make the crowd react in certain ways, and I feel like
what song triggers what emotion.
So that's smart, because I know a lot of artists, when they go into making albums, kind of like, oh, this is like a performance song, or like, oh,
and a lot of it too. Like it's funny, we just played Dream Martyr. That song is like my darkest song right now.
Yeah,
but the way I perform it, everybody sings along to it, everybody likes it.
Yeah,
and I would have never expected that. That's why I held off performing that song for so long. Yeah. But it's all about how you carry yourself in this world. That's what I'm realizing. It's not I feel like what makes you, I don't want to say what makes you a man, but what really makes you a real human being is what you plan to accomplish in this world. It's not just where you from or some type of bravado. Like that's ego. You know what I'm saying?
It's not something you like control.
You can't control where you from. You can't control your race, but you could control what you do with what you got.
Yeah, you kind of just spawn in and then...
Word. You just spawn in like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
No, literally. Damn. You're dropping the knowledge. You're dropping the gems today.
Yeah, it's interview. It's my first interview.
Yeah, no, you have to come correct. I had to come correct.
So
let me see. There's a couple of things I didn't want to talk about. Your beats. Your beat selection, and a lot of the beats you have some kind of, I call it, like, me and friends call them like tone samples, just like background.
Right.
It could be dialogue from something, a speech or something.
Right.
What do you normally, like, is there anything that you normally like to include? Is there a meaning behind why you include it? What made you decide to do that?
Like with vocal samples?
Yeah, as in like you have like the, like a TV, part of a TV show, like just in the background, chopped up or something.
I say honestly, Wu-Tang. Inspired, of course. J Electronica.
Yeah.
But the song, I'll break it down. The song Today, the guy saying Today in the song is an author / philosopher by the name of Aldous Huxley. And he is a huge influence in my music too. And he has an old quote, this from like 100 years ago, where pretty much he said, and I'm paraphrasing, that people will be so overcome with pleasure that revolution will be the last thing on their mind. So he has a book called Brave New World, where pretty much he didn't predict the internet, but it was pretty much people heard messages in their sleep. People were always in a state of pleasure, you know, and it's just like a shepherd and his sheep. The sheep is just going to follow whoever brings them to nourishment, even if that person's trying to kill them. They never going to see it.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all of that goes back to freeing your mind. You know, what's always feel good, it's not always good for you.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
For a lot of the like big innovations or mistakes that end up turning into innovations are come from a place of like, you need to be bored. You need to be able to sit there and just ponder.
Yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of creativity comes from.
Yeah.
No, when you constantly stimulated and you're stimulated by thoughts that are given to you, it's not your own thoughts. It's not even, most of it is just, I hate to say it like stupid. You know what I'm saying? Most of it is not even gonna educate your mind. That's what we were saying. Reading is like a exercise for the mind.
Yeah, that's true. It is a muscle. Just like really just molding your thoughts,
It's the most important muscle, because all that you work out big, that don't mean nothing if you can't control your mind.
Yeah.
Because the strongest man in the world has never conquered the world. It was always the smartest man in the world. It was never the man who could beat everybody up. It was always the man who could outsmart everybody.
Yeah.
And have the people beat people up for him. He didn't have to do the dirty work himself.
Yeah.
So.
Intellect.
Yeah, so it's all about freeing your mind.
Yeah.
That's how it's about freeing your mind.
Freeing your mind.
Or owning your mind. Knowing what you're thinking and knowing why you're thinking what you're thinking. No, because a lot of us, we are really not that different. No, and how could I say it? I feel a lot of things that we feel is so unique to us, everybody else is feeling. And we, like you see, like introversion rising, antisocial things rising, and
the COVID too, yeah.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone claims to be so different, but everyone is going through the same thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So everyone feels so lonely, but it's like everyone's the same. Like everyone feels lonely.
And that's together. Good. That's normal. That's sure we're all unique, but we're not all so different. No. That's how we could function. That's how we could have schools. That's how we could have restaurants, because we all somewhat have a moral code, a natural instinct.
Yeah. That's just something that we all agree on.
Exactly.
It's like culture. Like,
right.
In some sense, like, yeah, how like public, how you act in public and stuff like that. For sure, yeah. And like, what are the rules, the do's and don'ts?
Right.
Interesting. Damn. I think about.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I look at my music, because I don't really consider myself a quote unquote conscious rapper.
Oh yeah.
I don't, because it's not necessarily positive, but I considered it to be the soundtrack to freeing your mind. You know, the sound, like medicine in the candy. So that's how I look at it.
Like that, yeah. Thank you for dropping all these gems on us, man. This is cool. This is
like some of the best movies you see, they have things that could change your life in it. They have life-changing moments, life-changing quotes from the movie. It's like, it's a great movie on its own, but it has something that could change your life.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like something that's really cool is that I feel like at some extent it's very time sensitive to when you listen to something, if you're able to connect with it at that moment. Because I feel like sometimes you can hear something and you don't exactly latch onto, you said like a specific quote or a specific thing, but you watch it like maybe like you listen to it like a little bit later, like a couple months, couple years, and you're like, whoa.
Right.
So I definitely, it is cool. It just makes me think of like, oh, like even music can be heard in like 2,000 years, because now that the internet, it's like an infinite database where, you know, before you had a vinyl, if it breaks, you know, that's the only press. Yeah, that's the only.
If all the vinyls break, it's gone.
Now I've been looking at, you know, posting music more as like not putting it out for any purpose, but just, you know, just putting it in the history of the universe. Yeah. Right. Someone 200 years could be listening to your stuff and be like, damn, this is fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny you say that, because now all music has to be made just for profit.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why a lot of people say music is dead, because people is just latching on for a profit.
Yeah.
When that's sure, I look at it like the goal should be to be creative. If you are naturally creative, the goal should be to be creative, and then making money comes after. No, it's how do you market this creative product than just how to not making something to market. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not making something to monetize. You monetize something that's already made.
Yeah. I feel like with that comes like a larger sense of authenticity.
Right.
Come for the person. I feel like people can sniff it out if it's like, you can get some plays and stuff, but
it's not going to last long.
It's like just surface level stuff. You feel like you definitely connect on like a different level. Yeah.
Because then if it's all about money, then what's even the point of listening to music at that point? What's the point?
There's so many. I feel like there's so many different reasons to why someone would want to listen to music, make music.
Yeah. I look at music, takes you to another world.
Yeah.
Same thing with a TV, like any form of media or even a book will take you to another world.
Yeah.
No.
Do you have a preference for like fiction, non-fiction books?
I say fiction.
Fiction?
Yeah, fiction.
You like exploring like unknown universes?
Yeah, I say fiction for sure.
You got any favorite books?
I said Brave New World.
Yeah.
I like 1984.
Mm-hmm.
And I just finished a book called The Alchemist.
Oh yeah.
Finished a book called The Alchemist.
The classic, getting to the alchemy and stuff like that. No, that's cool. I'm actually reading that one too. Again.
The Alchemist?
I'm rereading it again. Yeah.
But I just read it for the first time. It's dope.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. Reading is cool. Just like, I feel like you just need to make time for it.
Well, you know what's the thing? I feel like, again, it's exercise for the mind. But if reading is not good for you, if you don't like to do that, you could learn the same thing from a movie, from an album.
Yeah.
It's just about getting the information. Because a lot of people act pretentious and they read all these books, but I don't feel like you're not really smart if you bragging about reading all these books.
Yeah.
This is just books written by somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you wrote The Alchemist. But let's say I would rather talk to the author than just read his book. You're getting the same information.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just like the way
as long as you getting the information, it don't matter what medium you get it from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the conveyor of information. That's very true. Because I feel like, sometimes I'm way better at just visualizing, looking like a video. I'm very good at. I learn better with videos than.
Sure, and you could even have a conversation with somebody that will change your life more than $100.
Dinner with Jay-Z or $1 million.
I don't know. I'll take $1 million.
No, definitely, most definitely.
If it's $100, then I'll go with Jay-Z. If it's $10, I'll go with Jay-Z.
Yeah, that makes sense. anything above
anything above 10,000, I'm taking it.
That's like a cool piece of gear right there.
Word.
You get some gear, studio equipment.
Word. You good.
You're set. You can do some cool stuff. Let's see. Yeah, this is what I did want to know this. Let's start off with top 3 rappers, and then we can do top 3 artists of just overall. But
rappers now.
Does
that include
past? I'll say releasing a project in the past 10 years.
I would say Earl Sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say Kendrick?
Yeah, of course.
All right, Kendrick. And I guess J. Cole. Yeah, J. Cole or Drake.
Mm-hmm. That's a good selection. That's a good selection. Did you like the Earl project, The Alchemist?
I ain't hear it yet.
You hear it yet?
Nah.
You definitely gotta listen to it. Some of them were pretty good. It's like, did you hear the Danny D. Kane, the Earl Sweatshirt? Just on some like, you know the guy who made who produced like the Hillbilly song, Evil Johnny. I think he produced that beat too, which makes really insane.
When I like JPEG Mafia.
Oh yeah,
that's what I like. I like JPEG Mafia.
And he produces his stuff too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
His production, he's definitely one of the producers too. I look up to because he don't care about nothing.
Yeah, so it's cool. Like the beat setters are cool. It's just little,
right?
Like
it's not really a genre.
It's its own like soundscape.
Same thing with Death Grips too. It's not. I don't really consider it hip hop, but it's its own genre. It's just music.
That's true. It's just music. It's just sounds. It's really just sounds.
Yeah. And that's something. If you play it for the average person, they just gonna turn it off. But they still got a fan base. Yeah. So that type of artist like that just goes to show it's a market for anything, and people is bound to like it. Yeah. It might sound cliche, but if you believe in yourself, you keep doing what you're doing, people's bound to like it. You're bound to get a fan base.
That's true. No. That's true.
All right.
Damn. That's true. Consistency. It's like what people say, like, luck is opportunity meeting like skill. Yeah. So it's like, you gotta prepare for the worst situation being is like, you get it, but you're not ready for it, and you're like, damn, I'm not ready right now. No. So that's true. Good advice. Always be ready. For sure. Always. For sure. I feel like there's no time to take the next step either. There's no perfect time to take the next step. Like you say, you just gotta present day, present time. Present day, take present time. You just gotta beat your yesterday self. Oh. No comparison. But All right. Well, we do have 15 more minutes to go. We're gonna hear a couple of songs. We did play this song 2 weeks ago, but we're gonna listen to it again. It was very nice.
Sir.
Yeah, Damon free song, Cesar Fiasco. It's not up next, but it'll be coming up soon. Hope you guys enjoy. It's been really good having you today. Yeah, of course. It's been really awesome having you, Damon, today. If you guys are interested in checking out the playlist, it'll be on my Instagram at Thomas_Leonetti. If you're interested, and then or on the WNYU website, it's just on WNYU.org. Yeah, Damon, you want to plug your stuff?
Yeah. My Instagram is at DamonFree_ DAMONFREE_. Same thing on all streaming platforms, Damon Free. And if you want to tap into the upcoming clothing brand, on Instagram is at Crown0_ CROWNZERO_.
Yes, definitely. Please check that out if you're interested.
Yep.
You guys know the music you've been killing it with the music. You guys are listening to the show. Consistency, I love seeing it. So definitely would be, a couple months,
much appreciated
in a year, like
too.
definitely be cool to have you back, see how things are going.
Hopefully I get the label coming.
Yeah, everything get it rolling. But we're really excited to see like what you got going on and with all the creative endeavors. So yeah, we appreciate you coming in tonight for the 1 to 3.
This is my first interview. History in the making, bro.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's been an honor. I think great conversation. So yeah, thank you. We'll tune in and we'll see you guys next week. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the songs.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.